Welcome to the Migration Show with Northam and Monica Gruszka, the show for Australian migration agents and immigration lawyers, where we talk about the latest Australian immigration law, policy and much more, including your questions. Information discussed on the Migration Show is not intended as legal advice or immigration assistance and is current as of the date of the show's production. However, as migration law frequently changes, you should always refer to updated information. And now, from Sydney, the hosts of the Migration Show, immigration lawyer Mark Northam and registered migration agent Monica Gruszka.
And welcome to the Migration Show. It is our holiday show. Been a long time coming. I'm Mark Northam with you with Monica Gruszka. How are you, Monica?
I'm tired.
Tired?
I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm not. Yeah. Everyone's tired.
I think all the clients really saw the end coming. They knew this was the last work week, and we're speaking to you on the 20th. I guess, the 20th.
Friday the 20th.
Yep. Better than Friday the 13th. And all the clients, I don't know about you, the last, especially yesterday and today, even back Wednesday, they were piling on. They wanted their stuff done. Yeah. They figured they weren't going to get to talk to us after Friday, so they were just piling the work on. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do it today? When can you do it? What's the delay? Yeah, did you get that too?
I got it. I want to get my temporary, permanent Australian citizenship done by today.
That's right. Lodged, granted, boom.
Now, granted.
Instagrant. You heard of Instagram? Well, these people want Instagrant.
Instagrant, yes. That was good, Mark. Good.
Oh, well.
Boom. Oh, my gosh. So we're all exhausted. We survived.
We
survived.
We also, and congratulations to all of you for surviving and hanging in there, huh? So,
this show's for you, isn't it?
That's right.
Isn't it, Mark? It's for our listeners. This is dedicated to you because you've made it. This is 2020. We're practically on the eve. Another year gone past.
Decade.
Yeah.
It's been a hard year. I think we can all say that, at least in some ways. It's been a tough year. The regulations are more unforgiving in many ways. Clients are more demanding. The continuing long waits for processing for many types of visas, especially partner visas, has created a great amount of frustration and anxiety. Monica, I don't know about you, but I'm getting calls every week from people that are just saying, what's going on? Why do we have to keep waiting? Don't they know this is a genuine relationship? And what have we done wrong? And what more can we put in? And on and on and on it goes. And as the people on the front line, we as immigration lawyers and registered migration agents, we get the flack. We are the front line, essentially. When the department takes a long time, we have to take the blows.
And they're pretty big.
Yep.
Boom.
The clients are pretty serious. That's right.
Yeah, they sure are. Yes.
Taking the blows. That's that. Remember the song Elvis? My Way. Remember that one? My Way.
I did it my way.
I did it my way. In my previous career as in the music business, before I became a lawyer, I had the interesting experience of playing for an Elvis impersonator, and I did. I played some gigs for this guy, and he went out in the country, and he dressed like Elvis, and his name wasn't Elvis. His name was Aaron, and by the way, Aaron is Elvis's middle name. And
oh, stop it! Was that real, or did he make it up?
No.
Did he make it up?
Middle name? No, that's his stage name, Aaron. Well, he couldn't call himself Elvis. He wasn't Elvis, so he's Aaron.
So you can't do that, bud. You can't do that in America if you're. There's so many people.
You can't call yourself Elvis if you're not Elvis, right? You look like Elvis and sound like Elvis and talk like Elvis and sing like Elvis. Well, he didn't quite do all of those, but yeah, there you go. That's right. But the hit song of the night, was My Way. Except when he sang it, he didn't sing the word. He changed the words. It's called His Way. He did it his way.
That's the song I'm singing.
That was the showstopper right there.
Out there. Let's do it my way.
That's right.
My way.
Well, yeah, that was the.
Did he really? That's clever. Good on him.
And he changed every I test. So the song does, he took the blows. He did it his way. That was the showstopper.
Didn't Frank Sinatra sing that after?
Yeah, I think maybe.
I'm all right, am I? Geez,
yeah.
I did. No, hold on. Did Elvis sing that? Is that an original Elvis song? I had no idea. Is it?
I think Frank. I don't know.
I thought Frank Sinatra did sing it.
Maybe he did.
Anyway, okay, maybe.
Was it really? It's been a few years since I've been in the music business. You can probably guess. A few brain cells ago. Anyway,
that's what happens in Hollywood.
That's right. 14 years in Hollywood was quite enough for me. Thank you very much.
I can't
Home
wait.
of the plastic people.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I met some real doozies there, I'll tell you what. Well, getting back to migration, I guess we've all done it our way, except we have to do it the department's way.
Yes.
You know, there could be some funny lyrics to a song. We can do it my way, except it's DHA way or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got the DHA. Well, now you've just invented
comedy
Instagram.
Show for next year. And Instagram.
What do we have this week, Mark, for Instagram?
That's right. Well, you know, there's one type of visa. Here's your quiz. Our quiz master isn't with us this week. I'm not sure what he's up to, but there is one type of visa that is almost always an Instagrant. Do you know what it is?
I do, because I remember you telling me this a little while ago. So I'm going to
almost always an Instagrant.
Oh, well, I heard the working holiday visa, but I think I know from memory that's different. That's because we don't do those.
Those are pretty quick now. It's the resident return visa if you've been here for 24 months in the last 5 years. That one is almost.
I was just about to say it. I was just about to say it, but I didn't.
I know. We'll give you credit for that one anyway.
I was gonna.
Anyway, I don't know.
RRV, WHZ.
That's right. Well, we were talking about what we might talk about in the holiday show, and for a while we thought we might sort of do a bit of sarcasm in that, but then it kind of there's enough trouble this year. But actually, we thought what we might do is, what are we thankful for as agents and lawyers in this business, and we're just going to have a talk about that. I'm sure all of us have things. If you want to tell us what you're thankful for, send us an email. Well, Monica, one of the things I'm really thankful for is the change this year, starting, I believe it was July, but I'm not sure, of the health costings, where for permanent visas, in many cases, the health costings are done over 10 years of costs rather than the anticipated remaining lifetime of the applicant. And I've seen cases where that number has just changed radically, has gone from 700 and something thousand down to 100 and something thousand, because you're looking at 10 years of costings rather than 30 or 40 years of costings. So wow. We're really thankful for that. That was a great rule. I think it's more realistic. It also is an interesting thing as practitioners, as we're arguing things like that, and I'd like to do health and character kind of cases, is, well, all right, if the basis of the PIC 4007 health waiver is, let's show all the benefits to Australia of the applicant, including skills, experience, knowledge, volunteerism, all that kind of stuff. Well, are you limited to 10 years of that versus the whole rest of your lifetime? I don't know. And how do you put a 10-year limit on someone's skills or experience? So it's interesting. But listen, this has brought the numbers way down, and in several cases I've seen recently, it's made a huge difference. So hooray, and thank you to the department for that one. Hooray.
Yes. Thank you.
What about you, Monica? What are you thankful for this year? Gifts from the department?
Thankful.
Little ones even?
You know what? I have to admit, though, since I've noticed from my observation, since Scott Morrison come into his prime ministerial position, we get a lot more section 50s.
Prime ministerial position? It's a loaded question right there. All right.
Well, since he's come
Mr.
into
Morrison,
the show,
would you please assume the prime ministerial position? All right, it's been a long week for both of us in the business, as we discussed earlier.
I'm trying to grab for words. I'm totally saturated.
Sorry.
I've reached
saturated. That's an interesting choice of words. All right. Go ahead.
Since Scott Morrison has become Prime Minister, I have noticed we do receive a lot more Section 56 letters. So that's on my observation. I could be wrong, but I think we're getting requests for further information.
Instead of the Insta refuse.
Instant refusal.
That's right.
However, not necessarily with the 482s. It's a little bit better, but it's not 100%. So if you're missing Australian market salary rate or any of those little things, when it's to do with the nomination, it's a SAF grab, I think. or if it's not a genuine position, they're not going to request any further information. Once upon a time, I think it was just 2017 and before, that, they would say, explain, give us a reason. I don't think the nomination has changed much. However, for the visa and whatnot, I'm seeing a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
In saying that, I think permanent residency applications, if there's anything, for whatever reason, you always get Section 56 in my experience if there's anything missing. And permanent residency application is still quite good. But temporary visas I'm seeing a little bit better. However, not necessarily for the nomination. So a thumbs up to the DHA for loosening the slack.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's made it a little bit better. Yeah, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Well, other things we're thankful for this year. Hey, they finally turned back on the notice thing where they, at the 2-year mark from when you do a partner visa, of when you originally lodged the first stage one, 2 years later, they will send out an email instead of, because there was a while they didn't do that. And a lot of applicants got confused. They thought they could only put in the second stage when they were given notification or permission that they had to or were able to. And they're now being really good about that. So thank you, partner visa departments there for putting out those 2-year messages, because it's good for business and it's good. It clears up the issue with applicants, and there you go. So that's a good
because
thing.
invitations can be done. I've checked on recently in the regulations. They can be done a couple of months prior to. However,
yeah, that's right.
Which is good. So they send you the invitations like, hey, are you guys still together?
That's
Show
right.
us the proof. And it's nice because we send them a nice letter. It makes us look good.
Well, I just wish they would. I wish they'd speed up the processing. 2 years is a long time to wait. I know there's been some negative press about that, and I don't know. I mean, certainly we've seen with other types of visas getting harder to get. Especially skilled. Did you know the I saw a thing today in the news. The December 11th invitation round for skilled visas for 189. There was only 250 invitations. And, they have that list of watched occupations where the cutoff, they're highly competitive, like accountant and other ones like that. And there's like about 10 occupations on that list, or 12, and accountant, and then the rest are IT ones and things like that. A couple engineering
and then
ones.
Towards the end of one, and a few, and then
what the
registered
cutoff was
nursing
for accountants?
100.
100, that's right. And for all the rest, it was 95. And that's simply because they're only doing 250 invitations a month for 189. So the pool
That's ridiculous.
of people, that just builds up higher and higher, which mathematically forces the average way up. And
it does. It is a joke. And also, wasn't the previous month, wasn't there like 1,500 invitations? I could be wrong. I do remember the month before. The month before was massive.
Yeah.
The month before was massive. It was, accountants, a lot of things to do with, software, IT or ICT. And then, you have your engineers. And then it was, which I thought was interesting, registered nurses. That's why I said registered nurses. I keep an eye on it. But it's like every second month. I don't know. I think they're trying to balance out the year. I don't know, because they've got a quota. Who
Well,
knows?
I think they're holding back the 189 places, and they're going to reallocate those to the 491 regional skilled visa. They want to push people to the regions, and the 189 is the 189 is the one visa that you get in the PR thing, other than an 887, where you're not chained to a geographical location for a couple of years. So if it's a 190,
you're spot on.
But that 189, that's the best one of the lot. And I think they want to move those positions to regional. It's the big push to the regions.
You know what? It makes sense, because I had an accountant today, nearly my last consult this afternoon, and it was insane to tell her that 100 points was the cutoff mark. And
that's terrible.
And therefore we were like, well, what about Tasmania? What about the 491? And there you go. You were absolutely spot on, Mark, because that's what people are going, well, if I'm not going to get 100,000 points for sponsored in New South Wales, for example. That's how it feels when they say that to me. It's 100,000 points. And so naturally, okay, well, then it might be quicker for me to go to Tasmania, which is brilliant. Tassie's good. Tassie was really good and made it, good to read the information about the Tasmanian government there and state sponsorship.
Oh, they want people down there, don't they?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's their message. Come on down.
Come on down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on down to Tassie.
The price is right in Tasmania.
That's right. Exactly.
So it is. But it's right. You're spot on, Mark. You know what? That's
the voice of the famous Johnny Olson, who was the original announcer on that show in America. From Texas, by the way. He always had there was a little bit of Texas twang in there. Yep.
And is he still alive? He's not alive anymore, is he?
I'm not sure. Johnny Olson. Great guy. All right. Yeah. Well, there's our what to be thankful for thing. We are again appreciate everything the department does. We know that it's a thankless job. We know it's a hard job, and we know there are a lot of competing priorities. You've got the masses out there saying there's too many immigrants and all this, and but without new talent, without this, Australia will not grow. It's as simple as that.
No.
And so that's a tough job. We also want to extend our very best to former Immigration Minister David Coleman, who, with sort of no fanfare and with not a lot of additional notice, was given indefinite personal leave a few days ago. And we hope Minister Coleman is okay. Personal reasons, we don't know any more than that. So Alan Tudge will be filling in for him. We understand, at least in the interim, but we wish Minister Coleman all the best. Again,
he's done well.
I've heard from some pollies in Canberra that the Minister for Immigration is probably the least attractive ministerial position, just because it's a thankless job. There's always pressure and all that, and we hope Mr. Coleman's doing okay. We extend him our best.
We want him back if he can. We want him back. I mean, I certainly, I vouch for him. He's been in a lot of 2GB interviews. I like listening to 2GB.
Yep,
and he's just brilliant. He comes on the show. He talks. It's fantastic. We don't often get a lot of people from immigration on Talkback. However, I always found listening to him just very insightful. And he knows his stuff. He knows the portfolio. He knows the legislation from someone that's just come through. And I really find it exceptional listening when he's being interviewed. So I will miss him, and I do hope he comes back if it works well for him. If not, he did very well. I believe he did very well.
Very good. Well, all right. We'll be right back in just a moment with a very special story. We think you'll enjoy it. A little bit of entertainment to end the year with a smile. We'll be right back. And we're back with the Migration Show with Mark Northam and Monica Gruszka. Happy holidays. We have one final segment for you. And this is a story that I saw online, which was I found it really funny. Now, I guess I got kind of an odd sense of humor, and so does Monica. Maybe that's why we get along.
Oh, big time.
So, anyway,
lots of laughs.
This is a story. There's been a couple of edits to just make it a little bit more family friendly. But all credit to Robert Steigal, Stygall.
Steigal or Stegall?
Steigal. I don't know.
Steigal, like Steven Seagal, but Steigal.
That's the guy with the karate guy, right?
Yeah. I think he's become like a mayor of some state. I can't remember.
He was a cop. He was a licensed
sheriff. He was.
In Louisiana.
That's it.
That's right. I don't know what he's up to now. Except all those movies are all the same. He's a formula
but I love
guy.
it. I loved him.
Thing.
Yeah, I loved it. It was like with this hair tied back, and he's the hero, and he had always saved a damsel in distress. It was like, I wish that was me. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway,
that'll work.
I didn't say that. So Robert Steigal.
Steigal or Steigal. Apologies for pronunciation. You can see the story in its full entitlement at the AIMN.com. That's the AIM Network. .com. So anyway, we're going to do a little oral version of this one, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll get some music happening for us here.
Music is good.
There we go. And here we go. Santa Claus arrested by Robert Steigal. Santa Claus, a.k.a. Father Christmas, was today arrested by Australian Border Force ABF officers. He was detained on his sled whilst making an unauthorized entry into Australian territorial waters.
On being arrested, pictures of Santa Claus were shown exclusively on news media. This prompted hundreds of women to accuse Santa Claus of past inappropriate behavior while sitting on his knee as young girls. A consistent theme of the complaints was that Santa had whispered to the girls with a leering look and often wandering hands, "Have you been a good girl this year?" The hashtag "on his knee too" has gone viral on social media. Mark.
A number of animal welfare agencies have previously lodged claims against Santa Claus, citing cruelty to reindeer. It was rumored that Santa provides his reindeer with adult beverages in order to keep them captive and submissive. A spokesman for the RSPCA said, with a wink, when asked about how these rumors, "Well, just look at the chief reindeer Rudolph. We all know how he got his red nose."
Oh, Richard Di Natale, leader of the Greens, also criticized the use of reindeer by Father Christmas as another example of animal cruelty. Also, Santa's reindeer do a lot of what I shall refer to as darting, producing a lot of methane, and hence contributing to global warming. He said the time had come for Santa to convert to solar-powered sleighs. When it was pointed out to Di Natale that the North Pole is in virtual darkness over the Christmas period, he replied that we could change Christmas to the middle of the northern summer, which would be ideal for Aussies.
Federal police also carried out a number of simultaneous raids on Santa's helpers. All were found to have breached their 457 work visa requirements. Many of the elves subsequently claimed that they were de facto au pairs for Santa and therefore entitled to an automatic extension of visa, as per previous precedents. Peter Dutton denied he was being sexist and heightist by denying Santa's little helpers au pair status.
After further questioning, ABF, Australian Border Force officers, confirmed that Santa Claus could not provide any proof of citizenship of any country. One was claiming to be a North Pole national.
Claiming.
We hear that word. He was unable to provide any documentation to support the claim. Over to you.
Peter Dutton and the Australian Border Force stated today, quote, "Santa Claus has been arrested and has been found to be stateless. Subsequent investigations have also found Santa's helpers to be in the same category. We need to send a message to the rest of the world that no matter how high profile a personality you are, you cannot enter Australia without a valid visa. Santa Claus and 45 of his helpers will now be sent, somewhat appropriately, to Christmas Island, where they'll be processed by authorities. Ho, ho, ho."
Well, there you go. Scott Morrison has issued the following statement. "As you are now aware, Santa Claus has been arrested and deported. I know this will come as a shock, in particular to younger Australians, but it is a small price to pay in order to keep Australian borders secure. I have therefore taken the decision to appoint Tony Abbott as special envoy for Christmas. All Christmas letters normally sent to Santa should now be addressed to Tony."
Tony Abbott later denied he has been encouraging children to write, quote, "All I want for Christmas is Tony to be PM again. Letters." The end.
The end.
Thank you, Robert Steiger. That's great.
Stigal. I enjoyed that.
That was funny.
Oh, that was funny. That was
Anyway.
good.
Well,
not bad, Mark. Not bad.
Well,
not bad.
That's a good one. Thanks to Robert. Wait until you see our Beavis and Butthead number. That'll be coming next year.
Oh, I got to practice that in my voice.
Yeah, there we go.
You do a good. Do it. Show everyone a bit of a preview. Clever. Do it.
Oh, we're trying to get a little. We have a little story we've been working on where Beavis and Butthead, the two how old are they?
I can't do it.
Are they 13? I think. Well, anyway, they go to they by accident they get put onto an internship with the Department of Immigration. So they put Beavis and Butthead. They turn them loose on the computers there in their intern job. The job we're supposed to go to the intern jobs were supposed to go to the smartest students in the class, but there was a computer error, and the dumbest students in the class, Beavis and Butthead, got the job. Anyway, that's coming next year.
Refused. Approved. You got to see which ones were refused and which ones were approved.
Grant that visa.
Very good. Very good.
Show me the picture. All right. Well,
we got to laugh, Mark. We made another year. We made another year.
We made it another year. All of you made it another year. We're all in this together. Lots of fun things coming for next year. It'll be interesting to see how the regional visas work out. It'll be interesting to see the infamous and dreaded partner visa changes are probably coming. Probably coming next year. Had a number of false alarms.
It has to eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, many false alarms.
Lawyer deregulation. Yep.
That'll be happening in March.
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Yep, that's right. So
definitely.
Anyway, thank you so much for being with us this year. We hope you've enjoyed the show and found it interesting and that sort of thing. And we have a blast doing these, and we are going to try and do them on a more regular basis next year, and balancing our schedule. Monica, some comments for our listeners before we sign off?
I just want to say, you know what, we're in it together, and if you're listening to this, you did it. You did it, and it's bloody hard. Sorry for the Australian slang, but it is. I can't think of any other word. Mark and I, we're tested, and we're continually tested, and it's so good to know that Mark and I have a network of people that we can all go. And with me, it's just Mark. And it's important to be able to pick up the phone and share it. So hopefully this show shows that we're all human beings. We feel it, and I have to say that probably this is one of the toughest part. Any law that you do, I think immigration would, apart from family, this must be one of the hardest jobs to do. And so, if you're here and listening, I'm going to say, well done to you, because you're here and you did it. You did it again. You did it again. So well done.
We'll see you on the Migration Pro Forum on Facebook. That's a Facebook group where we hang out and share and commiserate and all that. We will be back with another show for you in January. Probably about the second week or so. Thanks again. And from Monica and myself, have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Signing out.